joined the Arca Stones. I can feel my old strength once again. No one can hold back the combined power of the Ether Bridge and the Cornerstone now. The time has come for you to make a choice. You can go with Bonku and leave this land behind. It will undo everything you have come to know about this place and everyone here. Or you can return the Arca to the Cornerstone, returning our land to the way it was before your arrival, and you will crystallize.
Oh my. That's a heavy decision to make. Let's take a minute here. I need to put up an intermission for a moment, and I need to talk about something serious. If you guys don't mind, I hope this doesn't ruin the stream at all, but this decision was kind of... They were leading to this decision around halfway through the game, about maybe 2/3 through the game, and one of the reasons why it got me so emotional and why it hit me so deep was I never knew my real father. I mean, it's something I've thought about a lot. You know, I've thought about it on and off and mulled over it. And no, I you know, of course, you know, I lived in a single parent household, and you know, I never knew my father. I never knew anything more than his name, really. And you know, I thought about it, like, what would happen if I did have the chance to meet him? You know, to go and see him and talk to him. Would I be angry? Would I be sad? Would I be happy? You know, would I be elated? Like, would he even know who I am? Like, would he even care that I existed, you know? But what would I do? Like, what would I ask him? Like, what would I take the pragmatic route and just ask him about, like, my family history, my medical history? Would I, you know, like, ask him about, like, my background on his side? You know, I always thought about these things. Like, it weighed me for a very long time. I mean, my mother, you know, she had, you know, I had my stepfathers, of course, you know, through my life, but I never had a stable father figure, you know. By the time I got, you know, my mother's current husband, you know, my current stepfather, who's a great guy, by the way, awesome guy. But by the time he came into our lives, I had already kind of found myself, I guess. So it was something that I thought about, like, where'd I come from? Like, what's my background? I know my mother's side of my family history, but I know nothing on my dad except for a name and the fact that there is probably a half brother out there because of the situation that happened with him and my mother. And coming to find out that he was already married and, you know, had a kid with this other person. So there was that. So I apparently have a half brother out there who's close to my age. But I thought about that. Like, what would it take? What would I do to be able to have that opportunity? Like, what would I give up in this world to do that? And I thought about that, and I thought, man, that would be something. I mean, that would be worth a lot to be able to do that, just to face him and ask the simple question, why? You know, why did it all happen that way? You know? But then I thought about it, and I thought, if he really wanted to be there for me, then he would have been. And the fact that he wasn't was, you know what? C'est la vie. I grew up with a loving mother, and, you know, my aunts, my grandmother, my sister, you know, not a lot of stable father figures, but a lot of people who taught me things that I probably wouldn't have learned had I been in the same situation. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. Not even finding out where my real father is or what he's done or who he is. I would never trade that for a world. And in fact, I think, just thinking about that now, like I mean, just cutting the intermission, I think I know what's clear what my choice would be in this situation, and that's actually one of the reasons why I felt so deeply for Forgotten Anne. And why I felt for Anne herself is because she is the same. She, in a manner of speaking, she was orphaned. It seemed like she was put aside, and she grew up not really knowing her place in the world, and just kind of following what she was told. And I think for me, if I were Anne, I know what I would do. I'm not actually ready for this. I am not actually ready. And I think this is a very emotional decision for me too. I mean, yeah, it's just a game. It really is, but for me, I feel a lot about what Anne does and what Anne has done and what she's had to go through, and I feel like this would be my answer as well.